Guys, time for a little bit of the recap. Again, furthering what we predicted in the market, or at least tried to. Let's scoot around down. So today we looked for our prediction, right? So yesterday, pre-market, everything else we said sideways till either further up or down, depending on gap zone, gap level. We had questions. Was the Biden pump just too little? They front ran the news, and was it just kind of nonchalant, or did we get a reason to squeeze further up to our final 421, 422 gap fill target? I don't know about today. I think that's going to be the Powell day, right? So let's get into what happened today. Let's get our indicators up, how we use them. Boom. All right. So the open was pretty interesting. I had a couple different trades here that we can go over. Let me grab my Ninja. Bam. So right here is the trades for Ninja, okay? First trade was right before 7:30 a.m., put us 124.96 green. Second trade put us 504.10 green, right at that 8:30 mark. Fourth trade was a small red back to 544.06, and final trade was 970.70. For the final Ninja Trader move there, as you see all these trades and markers. Of course, left a lot of meat left on the bone on that one, but let's get into these trades. We trade on Ninja Trader a lot of time. All indicators, all entries, exits, and everything else are all dependent on TOS charting. That's where all of our charting systems are. So we are going to stick with breaking them down here. So the first little tiny scalp here, I was actually coming into the jobs data, and it was right here at 7:30. And this was basically purely off the 2618 levels. As we said, watch the Fibonacci levels, 2618.8. So if we look to our left, boom, entry, exit, left one on for too long, came back down, exited the last one off. So not the worst trade in the world, actually pretty decent. So I had a little relax there, sat still, hung out, and that was the first trade for, 124.96. Now the second one was down near 8:30, okay? Boop. All right, right at the open. So right at the open, we're looking for a scalp pop up, and there was two targets for me. As long as it held, now this was the gap zone right here in this light blue, right? And this was all the prediction videos, either above the gap or below the gap. We were going to magnet down to the 1618. If we lost it, we were going to push back up to the 2618 and then decide from here if we held it, right? So the gap zone held. So my 8:30 trade was at open right here. It is holding the doji, right? So one of the main indicators right here for me was the MAC cross. We're getting tight, no sell wave oscillation, and an opportunity, right? So we had that opportunity to roll back around. One of the hidden volumes here in the 1 minute was this guy. This was a volume beat to the green side, hard close. RSI was not our best friend right here, even though these fresh lows were kind of iffy. TTM as well went through a small sell wave before squeeze. This one was great, and so was the MAC. Not so much on the RSI, but major levels are what are key variables here. So we did have a hold of that level and squeezed back up and ended up making a little over 300 some bucks. We ended up 504.10 green on this one. So you can see back to the chart here, entered a 1 and 2 on the buy zone, squeezed back up, sold 2. So buy 1, 41.6875, 41.67, and 41.7075 were both outs there on limits. Now for the next fun squeeze here, we had our secondary. So in the consolidation here, or we had a red trade here. Let's go with the red trade here. This small scalp here, I was looking for a low break, and it actually worked out. I just didn't close it out fast enough. I clicked, I didn't get a fill. So that red was my fault on the slowness. So this downside, I did scalp 2 ES right here because I seen a break of the RSI. Then I seen the MAC cross, okay? So we inevitably rejected the 100 EMA right here, the 1 minute. I'm like, okay, we could go back down. And I shorted here, went down. I got 2 points, was green. And then it shot right back up on me and took away a little bit. It was like $50 red. Because I closed one out green, left one on, it reversed on me. No big deal. Came back into the next big trade, reversed right to long. So as you see that one right here, it's a little bit tight on the screen here, but buys 41.69 and a quarter. My last purchase right here, 41.68.75 right before the squeeze, and got out most at that top tick because our targets were as such. 200 SMA, 1 minute back test, right? Ooh, beautiful fall there. Right here. So held that zone, pushed up. Here's our dashed 200 SMA 1 minute and hit that. Now, this did leave a lot of meat left on the bone here. It popped over the 2, came back down, back tested confirmation, and then went for a ripper. Okay. So let's move back to our lesson tab where the hidden Fibonacci systems are real quick. I should just back up actually because we're already there. And we're going to note anything over that 2618 was high side potential of squeeze. Okay. We're going to go to the default. And we're going to look at that anchor that we had mentioned here as well for the squeeze above. So again, the anchor is the green. This is an all-time high anchor that we used. Broke over, back-tested confirmation, squeezed right to a gold level I had at 417.27. I said it probably won't go too much higher than that. Tons of resistance there for that trade to work out. Now, are we still bullish? Of course. The final tentative target above the fill gap of 415 and above the anchor. So if it holds above these levels, we will slowly grind up and hopefully not do too much else today, because if we get it today and then the Powell squeeze, we have no idea where this is going to bring us in a shoot up or if Powell's going to slam it. Best case scenario for the prediction for the rest of the day is going to be price action stagnant and still near the gold level, kind of chilling, right? Maybe back up to deviation markers. I have another gold trend coming in right here. It fails the gap tag, right? It does something jam like this, and then Powell comes in and we get the full tag, and then we can get a good trade off that for tomorrow. Worst case scenario is it goes all the way up and actually pressures and fills this gap and then just sits there, and then for whatever Powell leaves the decision for a huge mark up or down from the 421 weekly gap fill. So if we do some holds from here, that's pretty much that's it. So it's got to hold above the anchor. Anything above that anchor, 416, 45-ish there, that is all you have to watch for now. And if we move back into less than one tab here, we have, actually I'm going to go to ES here. We have ES's futures where we trade. This is the Fibonacci that we had for me. This is CPI's 30-30 candle. So you take the CPI's body on the 30-minute chart, and these purple Fibonacci's are what you get, okay? So just to reiterate how we called these trades here today, this is the 100 fib on the last CPI's body, so draw that fib to the upside. This is the support hold that we had held this morning. You can see top RSI channel, all of our normal suspects here, high buy waves, low sell waves, MAC cross to the positive side, all bullish on contagion. That's why we're taking those trades. And our target was 41.90. We called that one very early. So if the 100 fib right here holds, right, where do we go from there? 1618. And that was target. And got a little bit of a short here, held that for a little bit, just cracked back down and gained a few hundred more down there. Which is a good deal. So now the weekly, we have a 78.60 fib that needs to be back tested here, and we have another hidden fib. This is a very big one on ES. This is not usable quite yet for what I want to use it for, but this range is the next range we have to topple. So if we hold now above the 78.60 weekly right here, 41.8250 we'll say right there. If we hold above that with that anchor on SPY, we have an opportunity to move to the halfway point of that channel. That target is going to be 4,200 pretty much. That's a big psychological number. 4,202 is going to be that 50 marker. This is best case scenario for the rest of the day long, and that is what I want to see for the next long and the next pressure squeeze and move up, okay? That should be what we can get out of it. Now, between the two accounts, we did just about 1780 today green, Tastyworks and the NT, and that will conclude the trading day. So that is the recap for the day, and let's see if our predictions are correct to further these moves higher into the next hidden Fibonacci zone, and we'll see what brings us next. We'll catch you guys on the next one.